before we jump into who you think gonna win between Terrence and Earl Spitz, because that's what everybody want to know. That's the only fight anybody want to see. I want to talk a little bit about Shakur Stevensons, just a couple minutes. Now, what weight does Shakur fight at right now?
Well, he started out at featherweight, right. 126.
Okay.
Now we just moved up to 130.
Okay.
So, like I said, we fight December the 12th.
Okay.
And I would say that his career should go like Floyd by the time it's over with. He will be world champion at 26, 30, 35, 40.
35 is the pounds 47. I want to talk about. The 135 weight class now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of noise in that weight class, and we know Shakur, he's sitting below that class, but he ain't far from reaching with them brothers.
It is.
So now, how long do you think until Shakur goes up there to fight a Lomachenko or a Tank or a Teofimo? Because they under the same umbrella, so that's a possible fight in the near future. So how long do you think before you see Shakur taking them kind of fights?
Well, if any one of them called out Shakur right now, we'll go to 35 right now.
Right now. I believe it. I believe it.
And that go for the 140-pound class, too. If they was to call Shakur out,
right,
we would fight any of those guys right now.
Right now.
So they safe bet is not to call him out. But since we at 130, everything at 130 got to go.
Everything. I believe that. That boy the truth.
They got to go.
Okay, that's all. I had to set it up to ask that question.
Everything at 130.
We talking about Teofimo. We talking about not Santa Cruz.
I know
Shakur knocked Santa Cruz out, but
I'm gonna throw a name out because he trolls everybody.
Yeah.
Gary Russell.
Yeah.
What is it? Because he's right around that weight class now.
Well, I hear Gary Russell. He was talking about beating up Terrence Crawford. And I think Gary Russell fight 126 or 130.
Right.
He said he wants to fight Terrence Crawford right now.
And
was serious.
Yeah,
but he was at least what I hearing him say, he sounds serious.
But my point, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt.
No, well, if Gary Russell called out Shakur Stevens,
we want all the smoke.
We want the smoke.
That's all. That's where I was getting to. Because he calls out everybody.
All of these guys, know Shakur, and he knows them. So we don't want to call out nobody that ain't in our weight class.
There we go.
If you in our weight class, then and you got the belt, we got to have you. Now, once we get the belt at 130, anybody that want to come see us, if you want to win the belt, you got to come see us.
That's right.
And, it's just business to us. But, if they, call us out,
hey,
we ain't going to call none of these guys out, but the guys that got the belt at 130. If you got the belt at 130, Shakur calling you out.
Tank just got the belt at 130. Didn't he? He went to
130. 35.
Nah, that fight was at 30.
It was a 2-belt fight. It was one at 130 and one at 135. Cruz had the 30. And
I'm thinking the Tank is at 35.
But he fought.
He fights at 135.
He fight both, but he fought at 130.
He fought at 130. Yeah,
Santa Cruz. That was a 130-pound fight because people were surprised. He made the weight.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
People were surprised Tank made the weight because he had trouble making 135.
Well,
when
the winner took both belts.
Yes.
Right.
But I think Tank gonna campaign at 35.
Yeah, I think
you understand. I think he felt. Santa Cruz is a great champion, but look at his knockout ratio.
Yeah, for sure.
And
we knew that.
If Tank made 30, he know he was gonna be stronger than Santa Cruz at 130. You can believe that.
Yeah.
And Tank is probably one of the hardest hitting guys, at 30 or 35.
Now, what you see him doing with Teofimo?
Well, like I say, most people had Lomachenko beating Teofimo, even though Teofimo done almost pretty much knocked out everybody he done fought. You understand what I'm saying? But people think style. One thing I can say about when that fight took place against Teofimo and Lomachenko, I felt if it went the distance, Lomachenko would probably win the decision. But I also said that to me, and Shakur would say this, I didn't think Lomachenko got the greatest defense. So I knew he could be hit. And when he moved up to 35, I can't recall the fighter, but he got dropped already at 35. You know, Lomachenko been Pedraza. Knocked him down. If that's the person, but I'm sure you know. So I knew that was a great possibility. Now, after the fight took place, and I seen what he was doing, people say if he would have started earlier, he might have would have won the fight. He didn't start early because he would respected the power of Teofimo and didn't want to get his ass knocked out.
Right.
At least that was in his mind.
Okay.
And he figured since he trained so hard and 135 is easier for him to make, he felt he would, in the later part of the fight, you know, Teofimo would probably be a little tighter than him and he would dominate that way. But I would definitely say I don't put nothing past Teofimo. The brother, you know, he's a very confident fighter.
Until he fights Shakur Stevenson at 35. Then
anybody that fights Shakur Stevenson, if you ask me, their ass gonna get their ass tore up.
Right. Well,
I don't care. I'm gonna say that to any of them.